Howdy! How's it going, guys? I'm Sean McAllister. I'm the Executive Director of DFW NORML. Thank you very much for coming to our March meeting. By a show of making noise, how many people here, this is your first time at a NORML event? Noise, all right? How many students do we have here? Noise. Students, all right. How about veterans? Women? All right, yeah, I'd say we've got a pretty good group here, guys. Thank you very much for coming out. This is going to be an awesome meeting. Got a really good turnout. I don't know, what is it, like 100 people in here maybe? I don't know, it looks nice. You guys look nice. I just posted a photo of you on Facebook, even. You look good. I like to start every meeting by recognizing somebody who's doing great stuff for the chapter. Last month, we recognized Larry Talley for his work on our legalization bill that was outstanding. This month, I'd like to recognize somebody for a little bit different type of activism. This is a person who has probably been at every single event that we have thrown since we met this person. They have rocked our gear. They've helped us sell raffle tickets. They've done a lot of different things for us. And the most recent thing is she was on the cover of our flyer image right here. And so I'd like to recognize Brianna Ross as our Cannabis All-Star. Brianna, please come up here. Get the backpack.
Actually, I just wanted to thank NORML for giving me and my models a chance to help them out, because this is a cause we've supported on our own for a while, and just to be given the opportunity to do it for something worthwhile, to actually help legalize something that everybody here would really, really enjoy on a daily basis, really makes me happy. So thank you very much.
So I want to talk to you guys about 420, the big 420 event that we have going on at the Green Elephant. You guys are familiar with it, right? Yeah! All right, so we got 9 bands going to be playing, you know what I'm saying? So we got Drew B. Shine and we got Lois Sally. I'm going to look at this because there's too many of them that I can't fucking remember all of them. All right, Ducato Vega, Burning Slow, Mixed Magic, Shaka, Gloat, and then also the F&As, who you guys are going to be blessed to see here a little bit later. And House Sound Exchange too. I apologize, I forgot you guys. But anyway, so we got 9 bands. We got fire spitters. We got vendors. We got Pabst Blue Ribbon giving out some free beer. Take advantage of them when you see them. And we also have 37 other sponsors involved. So from High Times, if you flip over the nice little pretty flyer that you have on your table, it's got Brianna on the front there. See, there you go, looking all nice. And then on the flip side, you got all those nice, wonderful sponsors that have contributed some awesome raffle items and funds. And we just appreciate the fact that we got this many sponsors involved to support the chapter. So it's really bomb. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. Are you happy about that? Cool. So 420, hope you guys are going to be there. So everyone make plans. It's going to be $15 if you're members, $10. So 18 and up.
Upcoming, we've got our march that we do every year, the Global Marijuana March that we're a part of. And there's over 300 cities that participate worldwide on the same day. This year it falls on May 4th, which happens to be the day before Cinco de Mayo. So you can get 2 parties if you happen to be from the Latino community. You know what I mean? You got to back-to-back that. You know, you got Global Marijuana, then get hammered. I guess that's how you do it. So we have 2 locations that we've been choosing from out in Fort Worth. We're going to do Fort Worth this year, which is a little deviation from how we've done in the past. One of them is the, I guess it's Magnolia Park, I think is the name of it. Magnolia Park, there's a plaza there. And then we also have Federal Plaza, which is right across from the municipal building, which are still up in the air. You know, we've got it with the city, and we're just trying to figure out what's going to give us the best exposure on a Saturday to where we can get out there and show people, you know, what we're trying to do, have this. We're going to have several vendors, I mean, much more than today. I mean, we got 37 now for an event, which is staggering from what this has grown from just in the past couple of years. So the March, there'll be a lot of stuff online. You can just check out the website, Facebook and Twitter. All the updates will be coming soon. There'll be live music as well as other entertainment. And then we also wanted to let you guys have an update about the lobbying that we did a little bit this past week for the legislature here in Texas. There was a bill that went up to the Criminal Jurisprudence Committee in the Texas House of Representatives that was House Bill 184. And it would help to lower possession penalties for possession of marijuana here in the state of Texas. Now, police officers already have discretion to do this when they're out on patrol. If they pull you over for anything less than 4 ounces, they have the discretion to arrest you or not. But we know up here in North Texas, pretty much every time you're getting arrested, you're going to jail, you're going to have a criminal record. Now, depending on the type of work that you're in, that may or may not affect you in the future. But if you're in anything that requires background checks and that comes up, we all know that it's very hard to get gainful employment if you have that sitting on your record. So the legislature, they brought this bill up to the committee and gave us a hearing, which our other one hasn't even gained yet, which is House Bill 594. And we went there, and it was a great time. It was my first time to go to an actual meeting for the any subcommittee for the House legislature. I'd been down there. I'd spoken to my representative one time a couple of years ago. And it was great to see how easy it was to actually go up and go into somebody's office, because these doors are open. The Capitol is a big building. It's huge, but they've got a map that tells you where everybody's at, everybody's office, and you can go in there. Now, you may not get an appointment with your representative that day when you walk in, but you're going to have a staffer. And these are educated people. These are people that are currently graduate students at UT or postgraduate trying to maybe start out a political career, and they care about the issues that any constituent is bringing in there. So while they may not be working for a legislator that is pro-marijuana or even thought about supporting it openly, what matters is going in there and saying, hello, I live in your district. Whether or not you even voted for them, it doesn't even matter. If you live in a place that they have a voice of, then you need to get out there and tell them. Because if you say, I'm here, there's an organization where we live at, and it takes place with a lot of active people in the community, a lot of professionals, a lot of students, and a lot of just open-minded people that are trying to not be put at a risk of going to jail for possessing this plant that grows. And we all know, everybody here, whether or not you're even smokers, I know several people in this room that don't even smoke and have no intent to smoke ever. And all of those supporters are, yes, over there. All those supporters are important, because you have other groups of friends that also don't use marijuana, and we need those votes as well. We need those voices calling their legislators and letting them know, we feel this way, and there is bills right now in the legislature that you can show open support for.
One of the most important things for interest groups is in order to keep people coming back, we need victories. So one of the victories that we've had recently was from our lobby day. And if anybody knows her, Cheyenne Weldon from Texas NORML wrote me and said that one of the representatives we spoke with, because of my black market economics lesson I gave him, is now considering sponsoring the bill. So, you know, that's a huge leap forward, and that's the kind of stuff that we need. You know, continue to push forward, debunk these myths, and tell people the science and the facts about marijuana. And that's that and talking with these representatives is the only way that we're going to get anywhere.
Let me tell you a little bit about the bills. There's actually 4 bills in the Texas House, so I'm going to briefly talk about these. We've talked about them in great detail over the past. There's a lot more information on our website at dfwnorml.org, so I'm just going to do a broad brush. There's a Senate Bill 731 from Fletcher, which is relating to the penalties for the production or delivery of marijuana plants. That status is it's currently in committee in the criminal justice. It's not read yet. Okay, then there's House Bill 184 with Dutton relating to the penalties for the possession of 1 ounce. Mr. Will Jenkins talked about that at some length, including more information. Thank you very much. I'll move on to House Bill 594 with Nishtat relating to the medical use of marijuana. This is one of the ones that we're really trying to push through. We didn't get that put on the schedule for next week, but we are getting a hearing in the next couple of weeks, according to the author and sponsor, Representative Nishtat himself. I found this out this morning. So we're going to anticipate within 2 or 3 weeks that getting into a committee and getting read. So then there's that's a positive move. Now, just like everybody else has said, I'll say it again, call your rep. Get to know them personally. They're wonderful people. They will want to know you. You're a voter. I'm going to tell you, they don't hang up on the phone. Especially if you want to go meet them in person. They're wonderful people. They're just like us. They're just ordinary people. Just go meet them, talk to them, tell them why you want this bill passed. And if you need some help with that, we'll help you. We'll coach you. all right? But go talk to them. They're your neighbors. That's why they're your local representative. They live around in your area. They're your local neighbors. Last one is House Bill 2498 from Miller, which is relating to the punishment for the offensive delivery of marijuana possession with the intent to deliver marijuana. Its status is it's currently in committee in criminal jurisprudence, and it's not read yet either. I'm going to tell you, I've talked to my rep, and I've talked to my rep over the years. I've had the same Republican rep for a while, and he's coming around. The whole country's coming around. Just look at some of the things that are going on in the media. Everybody's coming around on some of these social issues, so it's just a matter of time. We're going to beat it. Like Sean introduced me, I'm also a speaker for a group called Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. Now that's interesting. Think about that. Law enforcement against the prohibition of not just marijuana, but all drugs. We believe that the drug war is a war on the American people, right? And because, let's face it, drugs don't shoot back. And the fact is that the distribution of sale of drugs has gotten into the hands of cartels. It's supported by cartels. Marijuana is part of that big argument. Winston and Marlboro have been selling cigarettes, these addictive, dangerous things for years. And they're not shooting at each other in the streets. We've got a tiered method of distributing these types of things, and it's called taxation, education, and regulation. Think about that. And through those mechanisms, we've reduced the addiction of other things. We've reduced the addiction of alcohol. We've reduced the addiction related to tobacco over the last 30, 40 years. And we didn't jail people to do this. All right, so then we have other avenues. We're not saying that we want marijuana for sale in 7-Eleven. We don't want meth for sale in 7-Eleven. We're saying, as former people that were involved in the drug war, 100,000 law enforcement officers, judges, members of the communities that have been involved in and affected by the drug war, and people like myself that I fought in the drug war when I was in the military for many years down in South America, that we as a community need to come together and have a conversation about the war on drugs, and we need to change it because I'm a veteran. I retired. I believe in the Constitution. I know most of you in here do too, if not everybody in here, right? Say hoorah if you believe in the Constitution, right? Okay. Hoorah if you believe in a free country. Hoorah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got 2.5 million people locked up here in the United States. We have become 24% of the world's prison population is locked up here in the United States. We can't really call ourselves a free country when we jail our people at a rate far greater than any nation in the history of the world. That's a shame. We can fix that because we are a democracy and we are a free people, and we're going to continue to be free. We're going to end it with the prohibition of marijuana. We're going to end the prohibition of marijuana. We're going to ring the bells of freedom because we are Americans and we will be free. Thank you very much. God bless you.
We have all kinds of exciting stuff going on around the country. I know that that Larry and Will had talked about stuff pending in Texas. I'm here to tell you about the bills that are pending in other states, as well as the bills that are pending in the United States. We have so much exciting stuff going on. Let me just skip down and talk about the victories recently. Just this past week, Kentucky passed in both their House and the Senate an industrial hemp bill, which basically would allow their Department of Agriculture to license industrial hemp growers, and it also establishes State of Kentucky Industrial Hemp Commission. So this passed both their House and their Senate, and is now sitting on the Kentucky governor's desk waiting for him to sign it. So if we could all Google the Kentucky governor's office and call him this week and say, I live in Texas, but I buy hemp, and I'd like you to sign this bill, that'd be helpful. The other victory we've had recently is Rhode Island last year passed a decriminalization bill. Basically, an ounce or less would reduced it down to maximum $500 fine. That actually takes effect Monday, April 1st. So starting on Monday, the state of Rhode Island has maximum $500 fine for possession of 1 ounce or less. As far as the pending stuff, there is a bill in Hawaii to completely legalize possession of 1 ounce or less. There is a bill in Indiana to decriminalize maximum $200 fine for possession of 2 ounces or less. That bill is kind of interesting to me. It also has specifically says the inactive THC metabolite cannot be used to convict you for DUI. So basically, you can be driving around and fail a drug test, and they can't use that to convict you for driving under the influence. In Iowa, there is a medical necessity bill that is pending. Kansas has a medical necessity bill that is pending. Kentucky not only had the victory regarding industrial hemp, but they also have a medical necessity bill pending. New Hampshire actually has 3 bills pending. There's, the best, which is complete legalization, removal of marijuana from all penal code statutes regarding dangerous substances. Then they have the second best, which is legalization of up to 1 ounce. And then they have the third best, which would reduce possession of 1 ounce or less down to maximum $200 fine. So those are 3 bills pending in New Hampshire. In Vermont, they have a decriminalization bill pending. Oklahoma has 2 bills pending. One is medical, but it's kind of an interesting medical bill because it doesn't just give you a medical necessity defense. It actually directs the Oklahoma State Medical Board to develop and adopt rules pertaining to doctors prescribing medical marijuana. So that's pending. And then they also have a decriminalization of 1.5 ounces or less would be a maximum $200 fine. South Dakota has medical necessity defense bill pending. And then Rhode Island had the victory last year for the decriminalization bill. Well, now they have a bill pending right now that would just completely legalize 1 ounce or less and up to 3 plants per person. So lots of exciting stuff going on around the country. The next thing I want to talk about is the bills pending in our House of Representatives, actual federal legislation. The absolute best one is called Ending Federal Marijuana Prohibition Act. This would remove marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act and from all lists of dangerous drugs, basically on any federal statute. It would add marijuana to the Federal Alcohol Administration Act, so basically marijuana would be taxed just like alcohol is taxed. It would require Department of Treasury to regulate permits for commercial distributors and growers. And then it changes, this is my favorite part, it changes the ATF to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Marijuana, and Firearms. So that bill was introduced on February 5th, and it was referred to 5 different committees. And so there's a high chance that whoever your federal representative is in one of those 5 committees. So you want to call your federal representative, find out what committees that representative is in, and especially if they're in one of those 5 committees, definitely let them know that you want a public hearing and you want them to vote for that legislation. The other federal legislation that's pending is one I'm not so sure about. It's called the Marijuana Tax Equity Act, and it would amend the tax code to put a 50% tax on the sale price of all marijuana. Now, it doesn't legalize it, it just adds 50% sales tax. And it also would require you to obtain a permit to engage in any such business, which I would have a problem with if it wasn't legal. I mean, that just basically means if they don't have enough evidence to convict you of selling pot, then they're going to convict you of failure to obtain a permit to sell pot. So I have kind of a problem with that one. It's not my favorite, but I mean, the fact that it's pending says that at least people in Washington are talking about marijuana, which is good. Another pending bill is the Industrial Hemp Farming Act, and this would exclude industrial hemp from the definition of marijuana for all controlled substances legislation, and so that's a good thing. That one was introduced on February 6th and was referred to 2 separate committees. Then we also have the Truth in Trials Act, which is pending. This basically, as of right now, if you are charged with a federal crime pertaining to marijuana, you are not allowed to introduce into evidence any information regarding your medical or state laws pertaining to medical marijuana. So the Truth in Trials Act would just basically allow you to introduce testimony regarding your medical status and your state's medical marijuana laws. So again, that one is referred to a committee. And then the last pending federal legislation is called the States Medical Marijuana Patient Protection Act. And this would simply remove marijuana from Schedule 1 in the Controlled Substances Act. So it just basically requires it to be rescheduled, acknowledging that marijuana has some medicinal purposes. So again, this is not ideal, but better than nothing. And So anyways, these 5 bills pending in the United States legislature, you need to call your federal representative as well as your state representative and tell them to support these 5 bills.
Well, the Women's Alliance has done some stuff in the past. We've had everything from like social events. We had a happy hour. We've had stuff you can bring your kids to. We've had protests. So we kind of do it across the board. So in next month in April, we're going to have just another like little dinner get together. I'm thinking the 26th, which is like the Friday after 420 in Arlington. We're thinking about having that at the Bamboo Pho and Spring Roll there. And we're also going to have like just a planning session, a strategic planning meeting. So we can, any women that are interested in being a part of the Women's Alliance and planning these events, we're going to get together and kind of map out the next year or so of events that we want to put on. So I've talked to a lot of y'all. There's a lot of really good ideas out there. So we're going to plan them out and see what we're going to do. I think it'd be cool to have some community service. I've talked to the Tarrant Area Food Bank about the NORML Women's Alliance going out and volunteering. So they are, we're welcome to do that. I go to this really cool yoga studio. I love yoga, and I was talking to the studio owner about having a Women's Alliance event there, like do some yoga and maybe have a little meeting, get together after that. So there's just a bunch of things in store. We'll put it all up on the website and Facebook and everything. Definitely email me if you want to learn more about it at elizabeth@dfwnormal.org, or come find me at the meeting. So I see a lot of ladies out there today. It's really good to see you guys, and look forward to doing NORML Women's Alliance stuff with you guys. So, thanks.
Hey guys, I'm Nicole Curtis. You guys have probably seen me around at events. I'm part of Modified, and I'm normally the one that's running around passing out flyers and just being very hyperactive and talky to everybody. I actually had a completely random interaction with a bunch of people that I never would have expected this to happen with. I take wound care for a wound on my leg. I have a chronic illness that most people never know. They see me, I don't look sick, I don't look like I'm feeling sick, but I actually am. I have an illness called lupus, and it requires me to take chemotherapy medication. Because of that, I do not have an immune system, so any tiny little cut, any fall, anything like that, I end up sick. I take wound care at Baylor down here, just not too far away. We actually were in there. I had my NORML pins on my purse. I never even thought about having them because we had an event just prior to this. I was in there, I checked in, got settled in. 2 guys that are sitting over onto the corner beside me, never even paid attention to them, had I Love Jesus trucker caps start commenting on stupid kids and their drug use. I heard it, I smiled, I started to respond. I didn't even have to. One of the nurses came out, heard the comment, and immediately jumped into my defense about the benefits of medical marijuana. These are physical therapists, nurses, doctors that treat many, many people from all ranges of life, for everything. I mean, cut your finger off, they'll treat you. It's any long-term wound care that you guys have to have, they treat. I had 4 doctors out there, 4 physical therapists, 2 nurses, and then the women that work behind the counter checking people in, all giving examples of how medical marijuana can benefit us. Just for me, I take hydrocodone. I take the highest dose that they can legally give me. I'm 100 pounds. I take a dose that would knock most of you guys out on your ass. I'm on oxycodone. That's heroin. But this is legal, but they won't give me something that will cure or that will help me without all of these horrible, horrible side effects that I won't get addicted to. I'm on 2 types of pain medicine, anti-nausea medicine, neuropathy medicine, 4 different types of medicine that I could easily not take if I could just take marijuana or hemp oil. It would be so much easier for that, but they won't legalize it. All of my doctors know this. All of my doctors know where I stand on this point, and all of my doctors are actually starting to get behind this. These are not doctors that you would typically even consider would have an opinion on this. These are rheumatologists. These are nephrologists, cardiologists, neurologists, any kind of doctor. And I mean, I'm a member of NORML. I do not have my card yet, but I do go out and I speak. I do make sure that everybody around me is aware of this group. I'm very happy to give people my opinion and tell people the benefits of it. But that's all we can do. We can't force people to change their mind and be accepting. We just have to sit there and keep telling them, keep disproving these myths that they have, that this is some gateway drug, that if they legalize it, that everything's going to go to hell. It's not. We've already got legal drugs that are so much worse than this that are perfectly fine and prescribed for everything. So just get out there and speak. The more that we talk about this, the more that people are vocal about this, and the more that people are out there giving their opinion, saying that this is okay and this is what we want and this is what we need, we'll start changing people's minds and we'll get this changed. So thank you guys.
I'm Daniel Wood. I'm running for Arlington City Council, District 4. I guess we started, well, my wife and I, we started getting political about 2 years ago. We saw things going wrong on a national level, and the biggest thing I can tell to each and every one of y'all is to go get active. Whether you run for your city council or you just go start sitting in on them and let them see you be there. Let them know that we're out here and we're paying attention to what's going on and that we care. I'll tell you a little bit of why I'm running for Arlington City Council. I'm really sick and tired of us having to go to the government and ask them for permission to do something. I think that's ridiculous. This is a free country. The Constitution, nowhere in it says that I need to go ask somebody else for permission to do something. And in Arlington, they talk about how they've kept taxes low for 10 years, yet we've got fees on everything. I have to go ask for permission to put a fence up on my land. I have to go ask for permission to put a shed up on my land. We're $425 million behind on road repairs. 10 years ago, we approved the city to raise the tax a quarter-cent on the sales tax to fix the roads. Back then, we were $75 to $100 million behind on road repairs. So now, with 10 years of increased sales taxes, we're behind. It's quadrupled from 100 to 425 million. Please go get involved. If we want to change anything on a national scale, we have to start right here at home. If we can't change things at home, we have no hope of changing things on a national level.
Just a quick show of hands. How many people in here are from Arlington? Hey, that's a significant number of people. I like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a toker for mayor. Now, first of all, I've been a toker since 18. Changed my life, wouldn't take it back. Too many sports, man, too many sports. So, the reason I'm running for mayor, and the reason I think people should vote for me, is because I want to have the conversation. I'm not sure that I'm right. What I have is ideas. I want to have a plan with a lot of input from everybody, And so many people that smoke weed think that they're criminals. And so that makes them put their head down, not get involved. And that's exactly how the system wants to treat you, What we have to do is go ahead and just be proud. A proud Texas toker. I don't know if y'all can see the wristband. All right?
Please, everyone, give a warm welcome to my friends, my brothers, and I have the privilege of being the tour manager with these guys, the F&As.
We love you guys.
Jump to the back. How you gonna feel when you act like that? What you gonna do? Gonna feel real good. Doing what you want, so you know you should. Me singing a microphone, me doing the thing, me doing right. You want to party hard? We're gonna party here tonight. Come on and do the thing, it's gonna feel out of sight. So you and I can go and we will have a delight. Everybody go you know you found. Hear the music is going down. Here at the donut shop, yeah. Right. Girl, you're looking good and you seem real fine. All I want to do is to make you mine. Come on over here, let me tell you so. Whisper in your ear what you want to know. Me want to love you now, me want to love you more than friend. And tell me how you're feeling and you never want to end. Together we gon' do this type of thing till the end. So you and I can start it all over again. Everybody gon' gather round. Do what you do cause you know you found. Hear the music is going down. Here at the donut shop, yeah. Right. Thank you, muchas gracias. Loving it.